Hey everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. So I plan on trying several vegan meal services, like delivery services, to let you guys know my opinion. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. So I did already try one to kick things off. I tried Green Chef. So I'm going to start off with what I like about their meal service, and then I'll give you the cons. So one of the pros is that all or most of their ingredients, at least, are organic. If you're like me and you try to avoid pesticides and herbicides, this is a huge plus. On rare occasion, they have to include a traditionally grown piece of produce, but they will let you know that. They slip a little notice into your bag to let you know. I will say, though, that the spices, the seasonings are not organic. So I wish that they were. I wish it was 100% organic because, of course, those grow in the ground as well. Those are going to also have some form of contamination. So, but other than that, that is definitely a plus. Number two, the second thing that I like is that all of their seasonings and sauces are pre-prepared and pre-mixed. So they're all ready to go. They're all in little baggies. This is a big time saver. It definitely helps you to put things together faster than normal, than having to measure everything out. The third thing that I like is that their packaging is all environmentally friendly. It's made from recycled materials, or it can be recycled, and it can be like the ice bags, which it's not ice, but the frozen substance that keeps everything cold during transit. That can be put down the sink. That can just be washed down the sink without harm to the environment, or it can just all be recycled, like I said. The fourth thing that I liked about Green Chef is the variety of options for vegans and vegetarians. So every week you get to choose from 9 different meals. They're clearly labeled as vegan or veggie. So veggie would contain dairy or eggs. Now, if you look at the ingredient list and the meal itself, you can easily discern whether or not an ingredient can maybe be left out so that you can make a veggie meal suitable for a vegan. So for example, some meals just offer things like feta cheese as a topping. So you can just discard that, and then the rest of the meal is completely vegan. And there's vegan feta out there that you can replace it with if you want. The fifth thing that I like is that I think the Green Chef prices are pretty reasonable, especially if you're purchasing for a family of 4 as opposed to 2, because it's actually cheaper per serving to get the larger box, to get the box that feeds a family of 4. And even if you're just 2 people, you can always just have the extra for leftovers, or you can just prepare half of it and make the rest of it the next day or something if you like it. Number 6 that I like is that they have excellent customer service. I will say 1 week it didn't show up. My box did not arrive. And it was really easy for me to reach out to them. They immediately reimbursed my money. And I get it. Stuff happens. It's part of life. It's part of business, but it's how a company deals with missteps that leaves the customer with a lasting impression. And I have to say that Green Chef was awesome about it. The next thing that I really appreciated was the fresh ingredients. Every week, the produce, all of the ingredients were fresh. They were all of great quality. Number 8, what I like is that all of the boxes were complete. In my travels online, I've seen some stories from people who say that they did some meal delivery services, and some weeks things just didn't show up, like their package was missing ingredients. So obviously that would suck because it could potentially ruin your entire meal. I mean, if you're missing a key ingredient, what are you going to do? Now it's dinner time. You don't have time to go run to the store potentially. That was not the case with Green Chef. Every week I received a full meal kit. Everything was there for every one of their meals. So that was the pros. Now for the cons. Number 1, I hate to say it, but I wasn't blown away by the food, by the taste of the food. I even did an extra week to give them an extra chance. But I have to be honest in saying I found their food to be okay. Like I said, I wasn't that blown away by it. Out of 15 meals that I ended up having with them, I really was happy with maybe 4. The other ones were just okay. The way I gauge the quality of a meal or the flavor of a meal is, am I excited the next day to have leftovers? Unfortunately, out of like 15 meals, I was only excited to have leftovers about 4 times. Now, to be very fair, I'm spoiled. I am incredibly spoiled in regard to food. I grew up in an Italian family. They made everything from scratch. And in turn, I have carried on that tradition. So my family is very spoiled, and they're used to very flavorful meals that are spicy or have a lot of garlic and so forth. So other people might find their food more appealing. So take that with a grain of salt and garlic, I guess you could say. And as I said, it wasn't bad. It's just they were so-so. They were okay. The second negative for me was that they don't provide whole grains with their meals. So when the meal included rice or pasta or bread, whatever the case may be, everything was white. Everything was white bread, white pasta, white rice. Essentially, that's like eating sugar. It acts the same way in your body as sugar when you have a grain that's been stripped of all the fiber. And the fiber is what in whole grains slows the absorption of carbs into your bloodstream. So when your body has that slow absorption, you're able to utilize the whole grains for energy. If you have whole grain pasta, you'll have energy, and it kind of sustains you. When you're eating white rice, white pasta, and so forth, like I said, it just acts like sugar. And so your body can only use a certain amount of it. The rest of it is going to be stored as fat, unfortunately. So, if you're someone who prefers whole grains and you're trying to eat a healthy vegan diet, I would recommend skipping the options that include bread or rice or pasta or whatever. There are some meals that have other things like quinoa or buckwheat, things like that. The third thing that I had an issue with was the prep time and cooking time. Now, like I said, all of the seasoning, all the sauces are prepackaged, so it does save you some time, but you will almost certainly spend more time preparing each meal than what they say. So for whatever they say on your recipe card and the instruction card, tack on another 10 to 15 minutes in almost every case. So if it says 30 minutes, assume it's going to be 40, 45. So not a huge negative, but definitely keep that in mind. If I missed anything, please ask me in the comments section. I'll be happy to elaborate. But yeah, overall, I was happy with their service, happy with the selection, not blown away by the taste of the food. But again, I'm spoiled. So you guys try it out. Let me know what you think. Again, if you have any other questions, anything that I didn't touch on, please ask me in the comments. I'd be happy to answer for you. All right. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.